All right, Greenleaf fans, I just finished the episode of Common Enemy, and by finished, I meant actually watching the episode and taking good notes instead of just having it as background noise. But right off the bat, 8.5 out of 10, I think it was a solid episode. And I want to be completely honest here. This is going to be its own separate video, but I got to talk about Sophia, and I want to open up with this. That way I could probably get some quick responses in the comment section below. But didn't Sophia literally prove to be, and I'm not going to quote Zora as a lying bee, but she did lie, because it would have been one thing if she said, "Oh, I'm going to go out for a little while. I'll come back later," or something along those lines, without mentioning Roberto. She pretty much went along with the idea that Zora was saying, "Oh, you're getting back together with him. No, it's just complicated." So she lied. And basically, she lied to Zora, went over to AJ's place. They had a sweet moment because, I just like the moment where AJ, put the sheets over her and just kind of sat in the floor, just continued to drink and by that, I mean, just sipped on his drink and was looking, because I think that in that moment, he felt that, okay, Sophia is really trying not to be Grace and actually be there, and to have a sibling in a place where, hey, I'm supposed to be here alone and nobody's supposed to know I'm existing, but it's just good to have someone around. And we notice this towards the end of the episode where we see AJ again, and he walks in, kind of just looks around, gets another drink and sits, and in that moment, he's probably just thinking about the fact that here I am alone. My sister's not here, and I just got to deal with what I'm going through. My mom might stop by occasionally, but I'm not even allowed to interact with the family that she brought me home to. So basically, I'm home, but nobody's home with me. And I'm going to try to do this review in the way I said I would in the last episode, where I would cover various scenes, like, oh, these two characters are doing, oh, hang on, let me adjust my chair. There we go. Because looking at my notes, I know I'll get tongue-tied just trying to go through everything because they jumped to scenes. So let's start off with, my voice literally just went off. I don't even know what happened there. But the main thing about this episode was Bob Whitmore's goal to merge Fairview, a white congregation church that isn't really thriving, with Calvary. And I believe that Cal is the name of the pastor of that church. And basically throughout the episode, Grace is wrestling with the idea that, maybe it's not such a bad thing at all. But then her parents pretty much step in and just go so far as to say that this isn't going to work, a black and white church. Not to mention, on top of that, Bishop has his own theories about why Bob wants to do this. And then on top of that, Lady Mae has a lunch with Bob just to explain the reasoning behind why a black church is so important, and the fact that, it's kind of like a cornerstone of the black heritage, and just to forcefully merge two churches like that together we would lose more than we would gain. And Bob pretty much reassures her that the world is changing, and, we do this all the time now. Churches merging, different diversities, different nationalities in regards to their beliefs in God and this and that. And he even goes on to butter her up as to say that, hey, I read over the transcripts of the sermon, then I watched it from your day with Lady Mae, and pretty much, says all the right things in regards to, it wasn't Bishop, but you that Grace got her preaching skills from. And another kind of side plot in the background of the episode was Carissa. I believe that her and Jacob met with Fernando in order to get the final details about the selling the land and the amount. And Jacob, hesitant in the last episode, actually seems on board. Why not? Pretty much to say, I think that really, instead of just being fully aboard the whole selling the land, I think it goes back to what he told Bishop about wanting quiet, because Bishop is like, it's not going to lead to peace, but he wants quiet just for a little bit of time. So they're going to sell the land. And I do like the whole cufflinks thing, the whole thing about Fernando having those nice cufflinks. But then when Carissa and Phil were meeting about the school, she notices the same cufflinks as well, puts two and two together, calls, Natalie named Nadine, pretty much the real estate officer who's pretty much, being the middle woman between the sale. and puts two and two together, and Harmony and Hope owns the yoga studio. Well, actually funds the yoga studio company. So basically, by selling the land, Harmony and Hope will own that land. So Carissa, at the end of the episode, when Jacob is signing the papers and Carissa looks over, she's hesitant but does it, but there's a lot of guilt and regret on her face, which will lead to confrontation in the next episode, which we saw from the preview. It is going to be fire. But here we go with let's see. Looking over the notes. Yeah, I did talk about a good chunk of the episode already. Not even 6 minutes in. This is great. But AJ and Grace, AJ is getting situated in his new apartment. Grace is helping him out with that. And yeah, he's pretty much a bit, I guess you could say, just a little bit aggressive, and like about the welcome mat and everything. What's the point of having a welcome mat if nobody's even supposed to know I'm here? And then he's over there cooking, and Grace asks what he's making. And long story short, AJ's done research on the family and knows that Sophia's dad was a chef, and one of his foster families, the Hurleys, were chefs as well. And it's kind of interesting because when he meets up with Sophia and they start talking, he talks about how when he turned 18, what was it, like a day after I turned 18, the foster family pretty much kicked me out. That's when I found my mom. Well, found Grace, but she didn't want to be found by me. And then I was pretty much on my own for, a long time. And Sophia pretty much promises to be there for her brother, but just like Grace, making a lot of promises, but isn't really thinking about what it's going to take to actually fulfill those promises. And to be honest, I thought AJ was going to bring up the point where, look, I get it, you want to be there and I appreciate that, but you're just heading off to college, and like you said, the phone calls be nice, and then it's just one plane trip away. But I know you're just trying to start your life, and then I'm trying to start mine, just getting out of prison. My mom finally wants to be in my life, but we're both, it's nice to have a sibling to be there for him. But I think that he probably has factored in that Sophia probably can't be there as much as she wants to be, because who knows, maybe Sophia will come back and go to like a school closer to home or whatever, if it means being with her brother, due to the fact that at the end of the episode, it's kind of funny because Corinne is just trying to do her job at the church, even when May calls her up. I didn't do anything wrong. And she was the one that scheduled the lunch with Bob and May together. But then Phil, I believe earlier in the episode, Phil is getting a bit hesitant because he's trying to put two and two together in regards to what Bob's long-term plans for Calvary are. And basically he tells Charity, hey, if we don't get any dirt on Grace at all, neither of us will be preaching. So basically, going back to what Bishop was talking about, the long-term plans of this is the fact that at the end of the day, Bob wouldn't want to have any one of us, May, Bishop, and Grace, preaching in the pulpit at Calvary in regards to the church merger. And earlier in the episode, he even gets an offer to preach one Sunday at a church in Atlanta, just because the pastor is away on a missions trip, and the guest speaker canceled on him. But May pretty much wants them to focus everything towards Calvary. And then on top of that, Charity tries to get Corinne to tell information about why Noah was in town, but Corinne isn't telling her anything. And then Charity leaves possibly the most awkward voicemail that I've ever heard about, shame on you for coming down to the church without saying hello to us. And then at the end of the episode, Noah calls Grace saying Isabel kicked me out after getting that voicemail, putting two together. And even I told the truth about AJ. I'm moving back to Memphis to know my son. So Grace is it is kind of interesting because Grace is holding this secret, and basically she's keeping this secret while everything is falling apart. Her daughter isn't coming back until AJ is revealed to the family. Noah's moving back to get to know his son because Isabel just threw him out. And it is kind of messed up how they have a son together, him and Grace, even though he didn't know about him, while him and Isabel can't have a child. So It's hitting the fan. It's hitting the fan. I do believe in one of the episode synopsis. Remember, I did a video a couple days ago about all the October episodes. I believe Grace will tell the truth, but it's a shame a lot of things are falling apart in the meantime. And let's see here. Yeah, long story short, Cal doesn't want to merge churches either. And the way he describes it, it's just like a fear tactic involving Harmony and Hope, pretty much like an organized army wanting to, I guess you could say, instead of being individuals, they want people to be of a hive mind, if you will. That's how I take it. And looking over the notes, I think I covered mostly everything. Bob, Grace, Sophia, May. Oh yeah, that's another part I gotta talk about. Yeah, Charity's face while singing that Harmony and Hope theme song with Judy, priceless. Grace's sermon, amazing. I really don't need this. The sermon speaks for itself, and Bob chews her out over it. The fact that, hey, you try another stunt like that and you're out of here. Like your brother and sister are hanging on by a string. So pretty much in the grand scheme of things, the Greenleafs aren't factored into Bob's main goal for Harmony and Hope / Calvary / Fairview. Let's see. Yeah, I think the last thing to talk about really is the fact that May, it's just, I like what they did writing wise, because you see Sophia upset with her mom, and because her mom wants, well, actually, Sophia wants her mom to tell the truth. So Grace is trying to get Sophia to understand why she's doing what she's doing. And then we have May chewing out her daughter because she wants things done the way she wants it done in regards to the church. Basically saying, hey, when you get up there, you deliver a sermon that's going to cancel any sort of merger. And even when Grace talks about praying about it, May dismisses it and pretty much it wants it done the way she wants to. So it's like Grace is literally becoming the woman she doesn't want to be. And by extension, Sophia did the same thing when she lied to Zora about where she was going the night before. So literally, Sophia is trying to get her mother to do the right thing and then not lie like her mom does, but unintentionally lie just like her mom did and drink. So yeah, Sophia isn't really the saint she tries to portray herself to be. So she is a hypocrite like her family members. Maybe not to the same extent, obviously, but yeah, that's why I started off the video with the question: do you think Sophia literally became what she didn't want to be, which is a lying hypocrite of the Greenleaf family? Yeah. So with that being said, guys, I think I covered everything there is to cover about the episode. The preview for next week looks great. Let me know what you think about the episode. Like I said, an 8.5 out of 10. It is Thursday, so this video is like a day later than I said it would be. But look, I got a lot to record, okay? So thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And like I said before, my the Hannah Becomes a Millionaire video, you got to show these videos love, because if these videos start getting over like a couple thousand hits, that means, okay, Greenleaf, y'all want me to talk about it more. So show these videos love and I'll be more inclined to do them quickly. But even if you have to wait until later in the week, you got to admit, I've been dropping like 4 to 6 videos a week, Greenleaf based, episode review, trailer breakdowns, as well as several discussion videos. So you can't fault me on that. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you just saw, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, or if you have anything you would like to add to the video, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to keep up with me on social media, go to the description box. All of my links for social media are right there. Also, if you feel like you would like to donate to the channel, make sure to click on the link to PayPal. Any amount helps. $1, $5, $20. As a full-time YouTuber, any support from my fans really does mean a lot to me. Finally, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon. That way you're kept up to date on any new content I post to the channel. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next video.